Hi everyone, welcome back to Book Talks, formerly known as just Tween Book Talks, but we're going to cover a bunch of different age stuff going forward, and there'll be new staff members' faces you'll be able to see. If you don't know me, I'm Whitney. I work at the Meridian Library District, and today I'm going to do a tween one. It's going to be school-aged. It's going to be a graphic novel, and I'm only going to do one today, but this one is super awesome and totally worth just like the one explanation and book talks. So let's dive right in. So this one is called Stargazing by Jen Wang. The cover is beautiful, obviously, and the graphics are equally as beautiful. So Stargazing follows a girl named Christine and another girl named Moon, who are both from Chinese American families, and they're kind of raised in a community where most of them are Chinese immigrants or Taiwanese immigrants. And so culture is a part of their lives. And Christine first hears about Moon from her church, which is mostly Chinese Americans. But she doesn't hear good things about Moon. She hears that Moon is kind of a bully, gets into fights a lot, and isn't very nice. So her first impressions of her are not super great. And Christine's family is pretty traditionally Chinese. They're a little bit strict with her. Good grades are really important. They make her play the violin. They make her practice Chinese, writing and speaking and all that kind of stuff. Whereas Moon only lives with her mother, who's a single mother. She had lost her father. And Moon is actually Buddhist. And she is vegetarian, and she actually doesn't speak Chinese or knows much anything about her Chinese culture. So they feel like they couldn't be more different. And in the book, their paths cross because Moon and her mother are having a hard time since her father passed away. And so they're struggling financially, and they've been looking to move into a less expensive house. And Christine's family actually has a separate building on their property that they used for her grandfather when he was living with them. Well, he passed away and it's been empty since, and they thought they could rent it out to Moon and her mom at like a smaller rate so they'd be able to save up to like get their like a nicer place eventually. So her family's just trying to be nice and help them out. And so with this said, her and Moon are kind of thrown together now. They're literally right next door to each other, and they actually commute to school every day. Like Christine's dad gives them both a ride to school. And so for Christine, her initial thoughts are like, ugh, like me and Moon are not going to get along. We're so different. Like she's weird. She doesn't eat meat, all this other stuff. And she thinks she's a big bully. So she doesn't think they're going to get along at all. And needless to say, they realize that there's a lot more in common with them than there isn't. And although there's a lot of differences, they really enjoy the differences in each other. And this book kind of takes place around the time of the Lunar New Year, which is kind of just past for us here when this video is going to be posted. But that's okay. It shows a lot of great stories about some of that. And it also talks about like how Christine celebrates it versus like Moon celebrating, that kind of stuff. But basically the story is about like how their friendship grows and how seemingly they look really different. But when they find those similarities and stuff, they realize how much they need that in their lives and how much they're going to help each other along the way. And Moon's going to face some difficulties in her life, which she already does, and so does Christine. And a lot of it's both of them realizing, you know, they're super different. And even on the outside, even Christine's dad makes a comment saying that, you know, you're not like Moon, and you guys are going to be on different paths, so you need to do better than her. And you need to realize you're a different person. And basically saying Moon's not as well off, and as much as like they're helping her and stuff, they don't want their daughter to be like Moon, that kind of, you know, Chinese family, basically. So there's a lot of some discrimination within, you know, their families and their groups and their cultures and stuff. So you get to learn about that and see that as well. But the story is really beautiful. The ending's amazing. And it's definitely worth a read. And I know, at least for myself, I learned some stuff about Chinese culture that I hadn't known before. And there's actually some words in there too that you get to learn. And the cool thing about this is the author, Jen, although she said that this is a fictional story, there's a lot of moments that are based off of her life because she comes from a Chinese American family, you know. And in part of it, Moon deals with some health issues that are very similar to what Jen had to deal with when she was a kid. So she's like, this story came out of how she felt during that time as a kid, how she imagined certain things and different situations that came to fruition in this book. So again, this is Stargazing by Jen Wang. You can find it in our catalog online at mld.org, where you can put it on hold. Definitely something worth to check out. And that's it. That's what I have. I hope you guys really like this book talk, and I hope you check out Stargazing. And if you do, definitely leave a comment here or on our YouTube channel. If you ever just want to reach out to me for questions about books or more ideas, you can definitely email me at wgarcia@mld.org. Thanks for joining me.